Tonight on Q2, concerns surrounding crypto.
They can get hard cash through cryptocurrency scams, and so this is a growing area of concern.
New scams are on the rise, leading to the state and local police raising the alarm, plus a classroom of change.
We get to have a place that looks kind of like school, but is really run differently.
As homeschooling is becoming more popular, a new co-op is looking to answer the call in Billings and looking for a lifeline.
It's hard to imagine that I'm coming really face to face with death.
One Billings woman in need of a kidney as she fights a life-threatening disorder. The MTN 10 o'clock news starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Well, good evening and thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night. I'm Russ Riesinger. Scams are costing Montana residents millions of dollars. One of the newer scams deals with cryptocurrency ATMs, even prompting the Billings Police Department to send out a warning. Well, today, Montana's state auditor, James Brown, visited Billings looking to stop scammers before more people fall victim. Our David J. reports.
80-year-old Joseph Buentello was cruising through retirement when he received a call saying his son was in jail. The caller told him that if he wanted to get his son out of jail, he needed to send $5,000 through a Bitcoin ATM.
They can get hard cash through cryptocurrency scams, and so this is a growing area of concern.
State Auditor and Commissioner of Securities and Insurance James Brown says that cryptocurrency ATM money goes overseas, often to criminals in North Korea. His office has seen $600,000 worth of fraud with cryptocurrency ATM machines since 2023.
If you're first time using a Bitcoin ATM, please be aware that these payments are final. Once you send Bitcoin to another person, you cannot get your money back.
It's becoming such a big problem that the Billings Police posted a scam alert on its Facebook page warning about fake investment opportunities, impersonating officials, and demanding payments or something in Bitcoin.
We've seen, at least that I'm aware of, 2 cases in the last just couple weeks with significant amount of money. One was $35,000 and I believe one was $15,000.
State Auditor Brown is in Billings and eastern Montana this week to talk about other issues as well and scams, including using artificial intelligence to impersonate a relative's voice and romance scams.
Romance scams, which is sort of a spin-off of these cryptocurrency scams. It's the same idea. People will try to befriend particularly elder people who are lonely and then steal their money, of course, try to gain their confidence.
And back to Buentello, he was told the money is lost.
So they said, there's nothing we can do about it. That money's already been distributed.
Police and the state auditor's office cannot do anything about the crypto ATM losses.
I'll probably have a conversation with the 2027 Montana legislature to give me the ability to regulate these ATMs.
Meanwhile, police will issue warnings, hoping to prevent people from losing their hard-earned dollars.
There are warnings, and a lot of the employees, because a lot of these victims are elderly, so they actually try to stop them, have them read the warnings on some of these machines to try to keep them from depositing the funds.
In Billings, David J., MTN News.
Montana is heading into the digital age right from your wallet. Beginning today, the state is rolling out a brand new option for drivers, a digital driver's license. House Bill 519, passed by the 2023 legislature, requires the Montana Motor Vehicle Division to offer a mobile ID option. As of today, Montanans are now able to download a secure digital version of their driver's license onto their smartphones through verification with the Montana MVD. They can then add it to either their Apple or Google Wallet. Currently, mobile IDs are accepted at MVD exam stations equipped with a check-in kiosk and more than 250 TSA airports across the country.
But it's also convenient for citizens. It's an option for citizens. It's safe and it's secure. So if you lose your license, you've got one on your phone. Physical licenses will never go away. We want you to right now carry your physical license with you because not all establishments will accept a mobile ID.
Montana's digital license is optional and free to download for all licensed drivers. You can visit mvdmontana.gov to register. New at 10, a fight over gender identity is back in a Montana courtroom tonight. An appeals court took center stage in Missoula today, dealing with sex selections on forms for Montana driver's licenses. MTN's Zach Volheim was in the courtroom and has details.
On Tuesday, the ACLU of Montana argued in front of Missoula District Court Judge Shane Vanetta that gender identity discrimination is sex-based discrimination.
The Montana Human Rights Commission determined that gender identity is not, or discrimination on the basis of sex does not include discrimination on the basis of gender identity, and in denying our client the driver's license. So we're asking the court today to overrule that determination and say once and for all, as a matter of law, sex discrimination includes gender identity discrimination.
The case, Burnt v. the Montana Department of Justice, hinges on the sex options on Montana's Motor Vehicle Division, MVD, driver's license form. On the form, there are two options for the sex that someone can choose, male or female. The ACLU argued that if the plaintiff submitted the form choosing a sex that did not align with their identity, they would be subject to perjury, per the form. The plaintiff was seeking an X marker for their sex identification. The ACLU of Montana also argued that transgender and non-binary individuals fall into a protected class. The state argued in rebuttal that since the plaintiff did not submit the form, there was no discrimination. And even if the plaintiff did, the defense stated that there is a section on the form that states the individual filling out the form would not be subject to prosecution under the law for their choice of which sex they selected.
That certification reads, I certify under penalty of law that the above information and answers on side 1 are true and correct, except for my answer about sex.
However, the current Class D license form, a standard driver's license, on MVD's website does not have this text exception for the applicant's answer to the sex identification box. In a statement to MTN, Amanda Brainack, Communications Director for Attorney General Austin Knudsen, stated, "Of course, gender identity is not a protected class. As noted in court this morning, the issue is that MB did not select a sex, therefore did not complete the form, which is why MB did not get a driver's license. There is no discrimination here, regardless of what the ACLU would like you to believe." Whichever way the decision goes, it is expected to be appealed up to the Montana Supreme Court. In Missoula, I'm Zach Volheim, MTN News.
President Donald Trump says he's working on facilitating talks between Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Russian President Vladimir Putin as soon as possible. It comes a day after President Trump met with Zelensky and key European allies at the White House and then spoke to Putin by phone. A key issue that needs to be resolved, what should happen to the 20% of Ukrainian territory that is currently controlled by Russian forces. Following Monday's meetings, President Trump promised that the U.S. will help provide security guarantees to protect Ukraine from future Russian invasions. The White House did not provide specifics other than to say it will not include boots on the ground. Firefighters have put out a fast-moving wildfire near Laurel that broke out last night off Moser Dome Road. At its peak, flames were racing across 250 acres an hour. Ground crews and air support jumped in quickly, slowing the spread of that fire by about 8:30 last night. Fire did ultimately scorch roughly 1,000 acres. Crews from Yellowstone and Carbon counties joined in the fight. Right now, there are about 50 active fires in the state, with around 10 of them starting in just the last 24 hours.
Adding to the risk of fires, the hot temperatures today in Billings. We did not set a record, but we came very close. Hit 100, the first time for 2025. The record for the date, 101. But Miles City, Baker, Sheridan, all breaking records for August 19th. And regionally, we saw some hot temperatures. How about Great Falls? Beat the old record by 3 degrees today. Pretty much 90s all across Montana and northern Wyoming. Hit 101 up in Glasgow this afternoon, with more hot temperatures on the way as we get in towards tomorrow. Quick glance at the almanac for the day. For Billings, those triple-digit temperatures started off at 60. We'll see more heat building into tomorrow. We'll have the forecast details coming up.
Tonight, a reminder for anyone navigating through Billings the next couple of days. A popular road, Zimmerman Trail, is now closed through Thursday evening from Rimrock Road to Highway 3. Public Works says crews are making repairs and drainage upgrades on the heavily used road. A shorter closure is planned for next week to apply protective spray, though that date has not yet been set. Well, students will soon be heading back to the classroom, at least most of them. Public schools have been seeing a decline in enrollment as parents opt for homeschooling. Students homeschooled in the U.S. now sitting at 3.7 million. That's nearly double from pre-pandemic years. And now a new Billings co-op is getting creative, welcoming its first class. Our Hannah Pettiferi reports.
We'll be the first Apogee campus in Montana.
Mallory Buns and her family were on the hunt for something new.
My husband and I were looking for something a little different for our son, and we didn't exactly find it.
Until they found Apogee Yellowstone.
We get to have the community. We get to have a place that looks like kind of like school, but is really run differently.
She moved in that direction after deciding the public school system just wasn't for her kids.
Everybody going at the same speed at the same time with people your same age, which is not really a true reflection of what real life is like.
Apogee claims to offer a different sense of education.
We like to give some freedom and choice, and again, for them to follow their interests, and also to have some guidance to find new things and explore.
And allow these students to find their path.
With this freedom, we get freedom within structure, and the kids all get to learn how they want to learn what they want to learn with some guidance and some structure.
Superintendent of Laurel Public Schools, Matt Torix, understands why some people choose to go a different route than traditional schooling.
It just depends on really what you want as a parent. If you want their focus to be something that's very specific and you can deliver that in homeschool and we don't offer it, then I certainly understand that.
Torix says they've seen a slight decline in public education enrollment, and those percentages are similar to those percentages nationwide, attributing it to people wanting to make their own educational decisions.
These kids are just going to change the world, and I can't wait to watch.
Mallory is ready to take on this new program.
Creating that balance and learning how each child learns best. That's kind of the way we encourage them to grow and to learn. So that's going to look different for every kid.
And looking forward to initiating new ideas.
That's what we're hoping to help them do, and to introduce things to parents that they might not know exists, or wouldn't know how to get a hold of those resources.
And waiting to see her children and the other students in the program grow.
So that's the part that I'm most excited about, is having that community for my family and being able to open it up to other families who want the same kind of thing for their kids.
In Billings, Hannah Pettiferi, MTN.